Hello everyone, my name is Katie, I'm the Introverted Reader, and this video is going to be the mid-year freak-out book tag, okay? So I have the questions right here in my trusty Targaryen notebook, so let's just get to them, shall we? Best book of 2019 thus far. I have a few. I have a few favourites that I've jotted down, but these two in particular I read just recently and they're amazing. First is Shadow Scent, The Darkest Bloom by P.M. Freestone. This is a high fantasy story about these two different characters. One is the private sort of like protector of the crown prince, and our other character, Raquel, lives in this village, and in the world they live in, perfumes and scents have different powers and like different abilities and stuff, and basically the crown prince gets poisoned and these two basically have to find an antidote to the poison, so they kind of go on like this like scavenger hunt sort of thing. It's really cool. And the next favourite I want to talk about shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, Alice in Wonderland by Simon James Green. Oh my goodness, I have an entire review of this book on my channel. I just read it recently. I tabbed the F out of it. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's wholesome, it's sweet. It's about this boy called Alex, and he's 17 and he is openly gay, but he's been very unlucky in love, and basically he is spending his entire summer by himself, and so he sort of takes it upon himself to, you know, make the most of it. He decides to get a job during the summer, so at least he has something to do while his friends are, you know, like away on holiday and stuff. And he meets this lovely boy called Ben, and then things just go from there. The job that he gets is at a place called Wonderland, hence the title. Wonderland is like sort of like an arcade centre, you know, like slot machines and those creepy looking glass boxes with the dummies inside them that tell you your fortunes or whatever, you know, like if you've ever been to a seaside town in England, you know what I'm talking about. But 5 out of 5 for this, and 5 out of 5 for this. These are like my faves. These are amazing. The next question is best sequel of 2019 thus far. To be honest, I haven't read that many sequels. Although I could probably say maybe Bright We Burn by Kirsten White was a pretty darn good sequel. I read that on my Kindle. I don't have a physical copy of it. It's the third book in the Conquerors trilogy. I actually read it just recently. I'll talk about it more in my wrap up for June. But yeah, I read that and I really enjoyed that. But also, actually, Evermore by Sarah Holland, which I also read and tabbed this month. Again, you're going to hear more about this in my wrap up, but just know that I loved it. It was so good. I did not think that I would enjoy these. Well, not that I didn't think I would enjoy them, but I mean, it was just, it's quite short, and I was just like, okay, am I really going to enjoy this? Is it going to actually focus on the main story, or is it going to turn into an angsty romance? What's going to happen? I was worried it was going to be full of tropes, to be honest, but I put all of that away and I read it and I absolutely loved it. Again, you'll hear more about this in my wrap up for June, but I'm so happy that I read this. You have no idea. So yeah, as far as sequels go, that's that. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I have a few. I have a few new releases that I haven't read yet that I really want to. This first one I mentioned in my TBR for July, and that is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. This is the sequel to Furyborn, which I read for, it was our May book of the month for the Introverted Reader book club for May. So yes, and I really enjoyed Furyborn, and I'm really excited to read this because, you know, Furyborn did end on a pretty good cliffhanger, so yes, I need answers. So there's that. And these other two recently just came out. The first one is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Christine Riccio has a booktube channel, Pulling Bananas Books. She was actually one of the first booktubers that I like find and subscribe to, and she's amazing and wonderful and funny and just everything that is good in the world. And she recently wrote this book, and you know, well, she didn't write it just recently, she's been writing it for months, but this recently just came out and I really want to read it because it's about this young girl called Shane who basically goes to university over in England, and it's just basically about her trying to like find her way in the world. She doesn't really know what she wants to do or where she wants to go and stuff like that. So it's just sort of, sort of going from like teenager to adult sort of thing. And the next one I really want to get to this year is the Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is book 1 in the Eldest Curses series. I don't know how many books are going to be in this, but this is basically like a little sort of like short story about Alec and Magnus. This is from the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and basically I think this story takes place sort of after City of Glass. I'm not 100% sure. It has actually been so long since I've read the Mortal Instruments. I read the whole series once and I've actually reread City of Bones twice. But I never like reread the rest of the series. But I love Alec and Magnus. Like, Malik keep me alive. They really do. I love them, and I really, really want to get to this. And like, I mean, this book is just gorgeous. It's actually the only Cassandra Clare book that I own that's in hardcover. Like, all the rest of them are in paperback. So, where did I get to? Most anticipated release of the second half of the year. Well, talking of Shadowhunters, Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare is coming out in October, I want to say. And I think Rick Riordan is coming out with the 4th book in his Trials of Apollo series later on in the year. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, the 4th one of that should be coming out soon. And Chain of Gold should be coming out from Cassandra Clare soon. I think that's the first book in The Last Hours, that new trilogy that she's putting out within the Shadowhunter world. I can't remember. I do know that it's sort of set throughout the same timeline as the Infernal Devices, and I adore the Infernal Devices. The Infernal Devices are everything to me. Also, a release that I haven't read yet, I just want to go back to that question, the Tales of the Shadowhunter Market. I do know that those books came out, throughout the first half of the year there, but they're all bound up in a physical book now. It's sitting over there. But it's basically short stories about Brother Zachariah or Jem Carstairs. And yeah, I just really want to get to that because I love Jem. Jem is my sweet special boy. Anyway, let's see. Question 5. Biggest disappointment, Truth Witch. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I forced my way through that one, I honestly did. And I actually DNF'd Wind Witch, the sequel. See, it's really sad because I had all the books in the series thus far. Like, I had them all in physical copy. They're all beautiful looking books. I even got the little bind up of the novella or whatever it's called, like called Sight Witch or something. But like, it was just not great. I didn't feel like the magic system was very well explained. I didn't feel anything for the characters, and I got 200 pages into Wind Witch and nothing like even remotely relevant had happened. They were all just faffing about going here and then getting captured and then going here and then going here and there and there and there, and it's just, okay. Alright, we're done. We're done, sis. We're donezo, okay? Biggest surprise? I'm going to mention this again, but Shadow Scent. I picked this up completely randomly. I had finished the book. I can't remember what book it was that I finished, but I finished the book and I just looked at my shelf and I was like, I don't know what to read. And you know when you look at your shelf and you look at all the books that you haven't read yet and you're just like, ugh, it gets a bit overwhelming. And I just went, you know what? And I just grabbed this one and started reading this, and I'm so glad that I did because this book was so, so good. Like, it gave me Ember in the Ashes vibes, and the sequel's not coming out until next year, so I'm going to be withdrawal until then. So yeah, I've got that. But yeah, I love this. And also, Everless and Evermore by Sarah Holland. So surprised, and I was like, oh my goodness, these are actually amazing. It's been so long since I've read like a good like sort of like dystopian fantasy book that wasn't Ember in the Ashes, because that is just like right up there. But I was really, really pleasantly surprised. Favorite new author, again, PM Freestone, Sarah Holland, Soman Chiani. I'll just mention him real quick. Really like this one. Zoe Marriott, who's the author of The Hand, the Eye and the Heart. Oh my goodness. I know these authors aren't like new, but to me they're new. So, newest fictional crush, Liam from Everless and Evermore. He's so sweet, and I just want to protect him with my life. I love him so much. I didn't get enough of him, which makes me really sad, but he's amazing and wonderful and just so sweet and just a little diamond, and I want to protect him. Ash from Shadowsend. How many times am I going to mention this book? But Ash from Shadowsend as well. They're my sweet boys and I love them. Noah's favourite character? I'm gonna go with Agatha from School for Good and Evil. Like, she was the only one throughout this whole thing that had any sort of sense. Like, she was just amazing and wonderful and just like sassy all the time, and I just wanted to like hold her, and like when Sophie didn't want to be her friend, I was just like, I'll be your friend. Like, I will gladly be your friend, Agatha. Like, I loved Agatha so much. Book that made you cry. It's literally been so long since I've read a book that made me cry. The last book that made me cry was Clockwork Princess, and I read that back like in 2013, so that was like 6 years ago, so it's been a long time. But no, I can't really think of any books I've read lately that made me cry. I mean, Alice in Wonderland made me like overflow with the emotions, but I didn't cry. Let me just turn the page of my notebook. Book that made you happy. Alex in Wonderland. Where is he? Come here, Alex. Alex in Wonderland by Simon James Green. This book made me so happy. It made me laugh. It made me overflow with the emotions, like I said. Actually, after I made my review of this, I put it out on Twitter, and Simon James Green saw it, liked my tweet, responded to me, told me that he watched my video, and I nearly died. It was the happiest like 10 minutes of my life. I was just like, oh my goodness, he's noticed me. Oh my goodness. Like, it was just amazing, and he retweeted it. So yeah, there's that. Most beautiful book you have bought so far? I mean, let's just talk about my faves real quick. Look at Shadowsend. She did not come to play, she came to slay. And like Alex, like with the gold foil and the bright colours. Like Alex came to win too. Oh, and also Evermore. Let's just look at her for a second. Isn't she gorgeous? And the cover for Kingsman is pretty darn beautiful as well. I mean, we love red in this house. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? I mean, the new releases that I just mentioned there, you know, Christine's book, Kingsman, Red Scrolls of Magic, all of the books that I plan to read for the readathon in August. I hope to get to all of those, because all of those are definitely books that I need to get to like this instant. I do want to read the rest of the Skill for Good and Evil series. I do obviously the rest of the Seven Realms series as well, and just like series that are on my shelf that I haven't gotten to or haven't finished yet, I want to do this year. My goal this year is to read 100 books. I'm on 51 so far, so hopefully I can get to it. I will leave that question to you now. If you want to do this tag, then boom, you're tagged. But answer me this question. What books do you need to or want to read by the end of this year? Leave me a comment down there. Let me know. So yeah, that has been the mid-year freakout tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you are new to this channel. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm at 68 now. I can't believe I'm even thinking about numbers now, but it would be wonderful if I could get to 100 by the end of this year. That'd be really nice. Please follow me on Instagram. Please follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys in my next video.